Are you out at a restaurant tasting a salty dish and wondering if this meal is going to spike your blood pressure? Does eating less salt directly fix your numbers? You may want to think again. Do you ever check your blood pressure at home, see a high number on that little screen, and feel your heart sink? A knot of worry tightens in your stomach, and you think, what is happening inside my body? You hear people say to cut out salt or buy expensive supplements, and it gets confusing fast. What if the real answer wasn't only about salt? What if a few hidden drivers in everyday life quietly push that number up? Today I'm going to show you what really nudges blood pressure higher as we get older. More importantly, I'll give you a simple and safe way to start bringing it down by targeting the true cause for you. Please stay with me to the end. I'm going to share an easy trigger map technique that helps you and your doctor work together with confidence. You are going to learn how to become a detective for your own health. Hello and welcome. I'm a health professional. For over 15 years, I've focused on healthy, vibrant aging. I care deeply about helping you live a life that feels strong, steady, and independent. If you're over 60 and feeling overwhelmed by numbers and advice, you are not alone. My core belief, proven again and again with my patients, is that the smallest, gentlest changes often make the biggest difference. Today, we'll take this one calm, clear step at a time, together. Before we dive in, if you find this helpful, please click like and subscribe. It takes only a moment, but it helps our channel grow and helps more seniors find clear, trustworthy health videos. Thank you. Here is our plan. We will make blood pressure simple so it is no longer scary. We will look at how stress and clinic visits can cause temporary spikes. We will explore the surprising link between sugar and refined carbohydrates and rising pressure. We will protect your oxygen delivery system and keep your vessels flexible. Then we will put it all together with the 1-week trigger map so you can find your personal drivers. We hear the term blood pressure all the time. But what is it really? Your heart has two important jobs. It must create enough force to push oxygen-rich blood through a vast network of vessels to every cell. It must also work against gravity to get that precious oxygen up to your brain. Blood pressure is a measurement of that force. The top number, the systolic pressure, is the peak pressure when your heart squeezes. The bottom number, the diastolic pressure, is the pressure when your heart rests between beats. For many years, 120/80 was a common reference point. More recent guidelines often consider high blood pressure starting around 130/80, while some clinicians still use 140/90. The exact threshold is not the point today. The key idea is this. Your reading is a signal. It is information, not a life sentence. It is your body talking. Our job is to ask, what is driving this number up for me? It is also normal for blood pressure to move throughout the day. During exercise, the top number can climb, and that can be appropriate for the effort. Hypertension is not about a number that rises during activity. It is about a number that stays high when your body should be at rest. Now, safety note, if you see extremely high readings around 180/120 or higher, and especially if you have chest pain, shortness of breath, a sudden severe headache, vision changes, or trouble speaking, treat this as an emergency and seek care immediately. Those numbers need professional attention right away. Let's talk about checking your numbers without fear. At home, sit in a comfortable chair and rest quietly for 5 full minutes before you touch the cuff. Keep your feet flat on the floor and your arms supported at heart level. Take 2 readings 1 minute apart and note the numbers calmly. At a store kiosk, slow down. When eating out, remember that a salty meal can draw fluid into the bloodstream and cause a temporary bump. If you are tracking your readings, make a simple note like, "Had salty soup for lunch." No judgment, just information. I remember Mr. Lee, age 72, who checked his pressure right after climbing 3 flights of stairs. It read 150/90, and he panicked. We sat quietly and breathed together. After 10 calm minutes, we rechecked. The reading dropped back to his usual range. That number wasn't attacking him, it was reporting the work his body had just done. We learned to listen without fear. Now let's look at stress. Stress is not only a feeling in your head, it is a physical signal. When your brain senses a threat, whether it is danger or just running late, it calls for more energy and oxygen now. Hormones tighten your vessels and raise pressure so your brain and muscles are ready for action. That response keeps you alive, but it also pushes numbers up in the moment. This is why white coat hypertension is so common. The bright lights, the rush, the noise of a clinic can make your body tense and your numbers climb. It does not mean you did anything wrong. It means your body was on alert in that setting. Over time, chronic stress can keep blood sugar higher. Repeatedly, this can push your body towards insulin resistance, which we will cover next, and that is a major engine behind rising blood pressure for many people. How do we manage these spikes? Right before a reading at home, try 1 minute of long, gentle exhales through slightly pursed lips, as if you are softly blowing out a candle. This calms your nervous system. Then take your measurement. At a public kiosk, if a line forms or you feel rushed, step away and come back when it is quiet. When eating out, big crowds and loud rooms can act like background stress. Choose a quieter corner or go a little earlier if you can. I think of Miss Park, who noticed her home readings were always higher on long commute days. Naming the stressor was the first step. She started taking an earlier bus and listened to calming music. Her home readings became steadier. Here is a point many people miss. For a lot of us over 60, a big driver of rising pressure is not just stress or salt. It is how our bodies handle sugar and refined carbohydrates. When we eat foods high in sugar or refined starches, like pastries, white bread, sugary drinks, or large portions of white rice, blood sugar can spike. Your body releases insulin to move that sugar into your cells for energy. If this happens over and over, cells grow less responsive to insulin. That is insulin resistance. Your body makes more insulin to do the same job. Higher insulin levels are linked to the body holding on to more sodium and fluid and to the stiffening of arteries. All of this can push blood pressure higher and often adds weight around the middle. This is not about blame. This is about clarity. If insulin resistance is part of your story, there are gentle plate changes that can help a lot. At home, build meals around 3 pieces. Include a steady source of protein, plenty of fiber-rich plants, and healthy fats that you tolerate well. This slows digestion and softens blood sugar swings. At the store, bring home fewer refined sweets, sugary cereals, and white flour products. Stock simple proteins like eggs, plain yogurt, tofu, fish, or beans. Choose produce you actually enjoy. When eating out, look for a balanced plate. If you love rice or bread, enjoy them, but try a simple order. Eat your protein and vegetables first. Save the starch for last. That sequence can soften the spike. Mr. Smith loved his afternoon pastry ritual. We did not ask him to quit cold turkey. He swapped the pastry for nuts and a piece of fruit 3 days a week and kept his weekend treat. On swap days, his evening readings felt calmer. Your results will vary, but this is the spirit of finding your own drivers. Now let's protect the delivery system itself. Your body is smart. It may raise blood pressure when oxygen delivery seems threatened.
Smoking is a major threat. Cigarette smoke contains carbon monoxide, which grabs your red blood cells and pushes oxygen aside. With less oxygen on board, your body may raise pressure to move that limited oxygen faster. Quitting smoking is one of the most powerful gifts you can give your heart, brain, and every organ. Anemia is another factor. Anemia means you have too little hemoglobin, the protein in red blood cells that carries oxygen. Fewer carriers can trigger the body to push pressure higher, especially to protect the brain. Work with your clinician to check for anemia and treat the root cause if present. Your vessels also need to stay flexible. Think of a new garden hose versus one left in the sun. New is supple. Old can be stiff and brittle. Vessel walls need the right building blocks to stay pliable. Vitamin C and protein are essential for making collagen, the strong, flexible tissue that supports your vessels. When those nutrients are low, vessels can stiffen and the heart must push harder. Here are practical steps. If you smoke, talk with your doctor about supports to quit. If you feel unusually tired, weak, or look pale, ask about a simple blood test for anemia. Aim to include foods rich in vitamin C like citrus, bell peppers, broccoli, and berries. Make room for quality protein you tolerate well at each meal, such as fish, eggs, tofu, lentils, or plain yogurt. When eating out, choose a main dish centered on protein and vegetables. If possible, add a fresh side salad or steamed greens. I will never forget Mrs. Choi. She thought her medication was her only option forever. Working closely with her clinician, she discovered a mild anemia and low protein intake. Addressing those while her doctor adjusted medications carefully steadied her numbers. More importantly, she felt stronger and more in control. Now for the most important tool of the day. We have talked about stress, sugar, oxygen, and vessel health. How do you discover which one matters most for you? The unlock is a 1-week trigger map. It is a simple log that links a reading to what happened right before it. You must know the cause to address the cause. This routine makes that possible at home. Here's how to do it. Start by taking a calm reading. Sit quietly, breathe out slowly for 1 minute, then measure. Write down the time and the numbers. After that, note what happened in the 30 minutes before. Use a few words: a difficult phone call, traffic, a large high-carbohydrate meal, caffeine or tobacco smoke, feeling unusually tired or unwell. At the end of the week, lay out your readings and notes. Look for a theme.
Do your higher numbers follow high-tension days? Do they show up after sweet or refined meals? Do they track with tobacco exposure or days when you feel exhausted, which could hint at anemia? Circle anything that looks like a pattern. Then bring your trigger map to your clinician. This is the magic step. You are no longer guessing. You are an investigator presenting your findings. Together, you can make changes that are safer, more targeted, and more effective because they are based on your life. Here is a bonus use. If your numbers jump in the clinic, take calm home readings at the same time each day for a week and bring that log to your visit. Better data lowers worry about white coat spikes and helps your team treat you, not just the moment. I need to be very clear for your safety. Do not stop a prescribed blood pressure medicine on your own. Sudden changes can be dangerous. Medication can be essential to protect you from very high pressure while you address underlying causes. Any changes should happen only when your numbers are safely in range, and always with your clinician's guidance. All medicines can have side effects.
Some people notice reflux, stomach upset, or muscle aches. If you have concerns, talk openly with your doctor or pharmacist about the pros and cons. Our goal is safe, collaborative care, not sudden or uninformed changes. If you are managing other conditions, such as diabetes, discuss any diet or lifestyle shift with your clinician first. Let's gently recap. Know that blood pressure is the force that delivers oxygen and overcomes gravity, and your numbers are signals, not sentences. Calm your system before you measure, because stress and clinic visits can cause real temporary spikes. Check your plate, because frequent high-carb meals can drive insulin resistance and push pressure up, and small swaps help. Protect oxygen delivery and vessel flexibility by avoiding tobacco, screening for anemia when appropriate, and getting enough vitamin C and protein. Map your drivers with the 1-week trigger map so you and your clinician can act with confidence. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. Take one tiny step this week. Twice this week, whenever it fits your day, take a calm home reading and write down what happened in the 30 minutes before. Bring that note to your next visit. Small, consistent steps are the key to lasting health. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this felt clear and kind, please like and subscribe so more seniors can find our community. I would love to hear from you in the comments. After listening today, what is one pattern you have noticed in your own numbers? Take good, gentle care of yourself, and I will see you in the next video.